Shot and killed a man while responding to a domestic dispute call this morning.
That's right, and police say they knew the victim. They knew the victim was unarmed, rather. ABC 2 News' Jeff Hager has more on what happened tonight. Jeff?
Well, Jamie Kelly, police say this wasn't the first time they had responded to that same home for a domestic violence call. In fact, they say they had been there as many as 20 times in the last few years, but this time would prove to be their last. Amidst the fighting, the screaming, and the sounds of things hitting the walls coming from inside the condo in Owings Mills, a 10-year-old child called a grandmother for help, who in turn dialed 911.
They started screaming, she was screaming, "Don't do this," blah, blah, just like she was in distress. And, I heard the door get booted, and, almost immediately, it sounded like, not immediately, but it was pretty close that the door got booted, and then the shots went off. It was probably 10 shots, it sounded like.
Baltimore County Police Chief Jim Johnson says the officer spotted a man in what he described as a defensive position, moving his body and arms in an aggressive manner as if he had a weapon.
All 3 police officers discharged their departmentally issued firearm at the individual, striking him several times. We do not have a medical examiner's report at this moment. However, we have 19 shells on the floor of the area surrounding the shooting.
41-year-old Spencer McCain Jr. suffered multiple gunshot wounds and later died. Yet when police searched the area where they had directed their fire, they found no weapon. McCain, it turns out, was in violation of an active protective order that barred him from coming near the house or near the children's schools.
Miss Shannon Sultan, the female adult in the structure, who was crying and pleading for help, sustained visible signs of injuries to her head, swelling above her eyes, cuts and scratches to her chin and around her mouth area, as well as her shoulder and forearms.
Neighbors say in light of McCain's previous run-ins with police here, their thoughts on this night were focused solely on the mother and her children.
Well, for her safety, yes. Given that there's been several incidents where police were called for, a domestic situation. So, yeah, 2 little girls there, it's not an ideal situation, but yeah, it's unfortunate to say the least.
All of the officers involved in that shooting have been placed on routine administrative duty pending the outcome of an investigation. Jeff Hager, ABC 2 News.